It came without warning, or rather, with too much of it. Days of forecasts and rising alerts didn't soften the blow that Guangdong Province was about to endure. As of July 18th, what was already one of the wettest monsoon seasons in recent history has turned into a full-scale flooding disaster across southern China's economic heartland. In cities like Guangzhou, Dongguan, and Huizhou, a stalled weather system unleashed wave after wave of torrential rain. The Pearl River Delta, known globally for its manufacturing might, was transformed into a sprawling floodplain. Roads morphed into rivers. Vehicles floated down once busy avenues. Even in the middle of sprawling metropolises, nature reclaimed control. In Zhaoqing's Huaiji County, flooding reached levels that local officials described as historic. Nearly 30,000 people were evacuated. Hundreds of thousands were affected as waters surged into homes, commercial blocks, and farmland. Streets turned eerily silent except for the sound of rushing water and the occasional thump of debris slamming against infrastructure. Entire neighborhoods vanished beneath the rising deluge. Metro systems, once symbols of urban efficiency, were overwhelmed. In Guangzhou's Baiyun district, commuters watched helplessly as water gushed down stairwells like artificial waterfalls. Underground car parks became watery tombs for rows of vehicles. In Shantou, where coastal defenses are built for typhoons, the rainwater alone proved enough to breach multiple levels of protection. Beyond the cities, the countryside bore its own pain. In Qingyuan and Shaoguan, swollen rivers surged through rural communities, toppling stone bridges and engulfing low-lying farmlands. Rice paddies and vegetable plots, lifelines for entire families, were swallowed by brown, churning water. Livestock pens stood empty as farmers scrambled to get their families to safety. In one village outside Meizhou, villagers were forced to climb onto their rooftops in the middle of the night, clutching lanterns and children. Makeshift rafts, fashioned from water tanks and wooden doors, became the only escape route. For many, the only option was to wait, wet, cold, and frightened, until rescuers arrived. Rescue teams did arrive. Thousands of emergency responders were deployed across the province. Military units, firefighters, and local volunteers worked without rest. Rubber dinghies crisscrossed urban lakes that used to be roads. Infrastructure, already strained by years of rapid development, buckled under pressure. In Foshan, a concrete bridge cracked under the flood's sheer force. In Jiangmen, entire stretches of highway collapsed into newly formed sinkholes. Electricity grids in parts of Zhaoqing and Yunfu failed, plunging communities into darkness. Water treatment plants were inundated, forcing residents to line up for bottled water and relief supplies. Factories, warehouses, and tech hubs were not spared either. In Zhongshan, several industrial parks reported widespread damage. Assembly lines sat idle, submerged beneath knee-high water. Analysts expect ripple effects across electronics and manufacturing supply chains that rely on this region's output. Agriculture took a direct hit. Poultry farms were washed out. Fish farms lost entire harvests. Stored grains turned to sludge in waterlogged silos. For farmers living harvest to harvest, the economic toll will stretch well beyond the flood itself. And yet, even in the middle of chaos, Guangdong's people did not crumble. In Dongguan, neighbors linked arms to form human chains, pulling stranded residents through waist-deep currents. In Zhuhai, ferry captains lent their boats to assist rescue efforts inland. Throughout the region, community centers became shelters, schools transformed into food banks, and temples opened their doors to those in need. Local authorities declared a state of emergency. Thousands of emergency workers were mobilized. Relief funds were allocated swiftly. But as the rain clouds linger, the question remains: how much more can the ground absorb? Thanks for watching Severe Weather, where we break down the facts behind nature's most intense moments. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps this channel going. Hit the bell so you never miss a real, calm, and clear report. Note: some footage in this video may be used for illustration and may not show the exact event described. See you in the next one. Stay informed, stay safe,